Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? This is another Patreon commentary request. Once again, sorry about the lighting, the fan, all the stuff. I apologize. It's not a high-tech production, but I do thank you, Manuel, for the request. I thank everyone who has sent in requests. If you ever want to request anything, movie topic, review, whatever type of video, you can either send the request directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. And Manuel wanted me to do a commentary on the 1987 classic Robocop. So 3, 2, 1, pressing play. I'm not the best at commentaries, I will admit. There's a lot of long pauses I have because I did make the film, so it's hard to come up with stories, so to speak. But what more can you say about Robocop? It's an absolute classic. Funny enough, I remember El Rey Network years ago would have these things where they wanted fans to give their thoughts on a movie, and they would use it as part of an interstitial, coming up Robocop, or this month on El Rey. And like Mike is the Robocop guy, and they used him at the end, and they used me at the beginning, in which this Robocop, but so you can find it like El Rey Network Robocop. It'll be like a thumbnail of me, so it's pretty funny. But this movie is very smart in its satire. I mean, these news programs showcasing this world. And just seeing those snippets. Now, this stuff doesn't pertain to the actual plot, but it's a nice way of establishing the world that we're in. Like the president has a press conference on a space station, and there's weightlessness. So you got these news programs, these weird commercials, which are fun to watch. In fact, it'd be fun to see like 90 minutes of this world, all its weird commercials it would have. Now sometimes they do, and how do I put it? Like skits on Saturday Night Live. They're really trying so hard to be funny. But I mean, this sort of real, but it's still funny, and yet you could buy it happening. It'd be nice to see like the 90 bladder commercials from this world. But now we got part of the plot. Dick Jones, played by Ronnie Cox. Of course, Ronnie Cox would also work with Paul Verhoeven, the director at Total Recall. Before this, he was in Deliverance. He was in the first 2 Beverly Hills Cop films. It's funny, he's in Deep Blue Sea, but he has no dialogue. I always thought that was weird. I think just this establishment of this world and these news anchors, but they feel like real news people too. And we have the police station. It's smoky, it's busy, it's chaos and cluttered. And this guy's in all 3 Robocop films as the police captain, so to speak. He does a good job. And we have Peter Weller as Alex Murphy. And Peter Weller, Sally, I don't know how he is in real life. I hear bad stories about him in real life, but technically you hear bad stories about every person in real life. But I do really enjoy him as an actor. Love Leviathan. of a known origin, 50-50. Robocop films, this is the best. I do enjoy Robocop 2. It's not perfect, but I think it's a bit underrated. Robocop 3 is pretty awful. Remake is the worst. Of course, cops talking about strikes because omni-consumer products are pieces of shits. And of course, that cop didn't make it. Just, business, day in and day out, another cop bites the dust. And that's right, Murphy isn't on the job that long until the shit hits the fan. And Ann Lou is being a badass. Nancy Allen kicking ass, punching the shit out of people. I'm down for that. Hey, but remember, we don't have strong ladies. Even though every film I can pick out, I can find strong women in the 80s. This included. Ann Lewis. She wasn't a damsel in distress. She was pretty tough in these movies. Except Robocop 3 where they just killed her off for stupid reasons. Of course, it all takes place in Detroit. For all I know, this is exactly how it looks like in Detroit nowadays. And OCP. Like that logo, it's a cool logo. Of course, my friend Mike, OCP. Robocop probably is his favorite film of all time, and I'm surprised he has not done a commentary on the film with how much he loves it. And rest in peace, Miguel Ferrer. Miguel does a good job in most movies I've seen him in. I mean, whether it be Stephen King's The Stand, Deep Star 6, among others. Miguel Ferrer, it's pronounced, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Very solid actor. Just sadly he's not in the film a whole lot. Then we have the old man here. I think it's a Dan O'Herlihy, I believe. Of course, Cochran in Halloween 3. Which is funny because the old man would be pretty much the villain in Robocop 2. Here, he doesn't seem as much a villain. Just, even at the end of the film, he doesn't seem like the villain of the piece. I say, what's your name, son? But I guess in the sequel, they just decided to make him the villain. This the whole thing about business and politics and military funding and urban, how the hell did they put it? using like urban, pretty much a walking tank. That's what Ed 209 is, a walking fucking tank. It's a cool design. I went at first when people first saw that, oh, is it Robocop? Oh, what the hell is this? Ed 209 is a one big motherfucker. I love the design of that too. It looks so cool of a design. Just a neat design. I think the effects work too. A lot of people were like, oh, I like the effects on it. I think you would say stop motion, right? Is that the right way to put it? Stop motion? Urban pacification, that's what I was thinking of. So pretty much it's a test to just sell a shitload of these to the military. And this poor sumbitch. Is his name Tenny? Or Tinny? I was going to say, if his name was Tenny, I wonder if that's where the South Park got the name Tenny for the guy that always dies. So this is the guy that just dies and dies fucking badly. This poor sumbitch. Just how the shit hits the fan. And talk about getting annihilated. Just god damn. I think this is the uncut version too. I believe it is. God damn. Fucking annihilated. Annihilated. Call paramedic. Call a garbage man. Just that's all that's left is put into fucking garbage bags. You call this a glitch? God damn. "90 days," he says. Took your shit, Ronnie Cox. You fucked up. Can't blame anyone else but yourself. Well, you say he fumbled the ball and I was there to pick it up. And we got Alex Murphy doing the thing that saw on the show his kid was watching. We'll see Robocop himself do that, which will, it's a nice piece of screenwriting where she notices this, then we'll see that later and help put two and two together. I know there were a few people up for the Robocop role. I want to say Michael Ironside was up for it, but something about he didn't fit in the suit or something happened. I don't know. I mean, I like Michael Ironside. He would have been interesting, but Peter Weller did a great job. And of course, Clarence Boddicker. Of course, your group of bad guys, which have a lot of fun personalities to them. You got Ray Wise there. You got, again, Clarence Boddicker himself. Great score, by the way, by Basil Polidorus. Have to mention that. It's a fantastic musical score. So is this the same first day? So did Alice Murphy die on his first day on the force? I mean, and the transfer, I should say. Like, is this part of the same day? I'm guessing it is. Damn, a bad first day. Again, after he said he was transferred. Great score by Basil Polidorus. That would be a great edit if someone could do, like, someone did bits and pieces of Robocop 2, but if someone took the entire film Robocop 2 and put Basil Polidorus' score, that would have been really, I would love to hear that. I would love to see that. I don't know how you can do it, but of course. Can you fly, Bobby? Classic. Can you fly, Bobby? Just do his ass onto the window. No. But I know some of the influences the writers had was Judge Dredd, which makes a lot of sense because you got Robocop, you got the visor, and it only shows the mouth, and being part of law enforcement, and then trying to be dealing with satire and utilizing those satiric moments. And also being just hardcore action violence. And Paul Verhoeven, I mean, this is really the movie that he had done films before this, but this is the movie that really brought him into the forefront. Because I know Arnold Schwarzenegger was a big fan of this movie, and that's got Arnold to get Paul Verhoeven to do Total Recall. And they like the Basic Instinct, Starship Troopers, Hollow Man, Showgirls. And this Paul Verhoeven pretty much went back to do like smaller films, and in a way he's retired. That's kind of interesting because that's something that would happen with a guy usually. Like the guy will look at something sexual, like a woman's breasts or a woman's whatever, and then that's when the woman hits the guy. But this is sort of the vice versa. course, this guy. That's when you know a movie's worked, and that some little thing as a guy on TV going, I'll buy that for $1, becomes a very notable thing. Good lines of dialogue here. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Again, the score is perfect by Basil Polidorus. She's coming, she just got knocked the fuck out. I know some folks are doing that Robocop documentary. It's called RoboDoc. I don't know what the hell happened to it. They announced that, what, years ago it seems? I mean, you would think people are always delayed because of what's going on. Well, it seemed like they shot everything. They'd only have to be editing it. And that when there's not many movies in theaters, that means more people are wanting to find stuff for home to watch. Just Clarence Boddicker is just a fun, energetic villain. And it does become a bit of a revenge movie because he does get revenge on these guys. Cops don't like me, so I don't like them. None. Just a weird idea, but it works with him sort of like targeting. God damn. Blows his entire fucking hand off. But give the man a hand. God damn. Just completely off. And they don't do practical stuff like this anymore. At least not in theatrical films. Maybe like direct-to-video, they'll do some. Or they would do it, but then ruin it with CGI enhancements. God damn, blew his arm off. Just shot to shit. God damn. At least I guess they do kind of at least put in the notion that he did have a bulletproof vest. That's why the only way he could be still alive right now. Ooh. Yeah, this is an extended cut because it's the wider shot of using the fake head of Peter Weller while they're turning the camera. Boof. And in the theatrical cut, you don't see his actual arm get blown off, like we saw previously. So, yeah, it's extended cut. God damn. He got fucked up royally. Now you think, okay, she's a witness and she's seen what these guys look like. Maybe tell them who they are and have the police try to find these cop killers, but hey, I don't know how this future works. Just saying. Some interesting camera angles in this scene, like the POV scene from his perspective in the gurney. And just showcasing that there's a sunless amount of his brain is working a little bit to the point that he can see. And a little bit of memory here. This old phrase, your life flashed before your eyes. But see, stuff like this really does showcase the emotional core for Alex Murphy's character, which you got none of that in the remake. None of that. I think this whole notion where you really see the turmoil this guy went through in his death, the pain this guy went through in his death, that make you even hate the bad guys more and root for the hero even more. And then this whole, he's slowly going away while the doctors try and do the best they can, and you know, the flashing, and we see his point of view, literally his point of view of his death and rebirth. Like, this is like the last thing he heard, and then the brain got rebooted to seeing the static. So we see his POV of his resurrection, so to speak. Ah, shit. Damn LED lights. Or grid, where the hell. Can do whatever they want. Own U.S. property. God damn, man. Don't be a bad motherfucker. Of course, if you watch the TV version, it'll be bad mother crusher. And the movie does have a personality. I mean, sense of humor, like him going, to be a bad motherfucker, or showing these people having a party, celebration party. Oh no, Happy New Year. That's what it is. And it's also teasing the audience where we see his POV, but we don't quite, well, unless you see the poster or the trailers, of course. You know what Robocop looks like, but I just imagine if you got to be in the sneak previews for many of these films where you know absolutely nothing what that experience would have been. That'd be such the ideal to watch so many of these movies the first time when you know absolutely nothing. Okay, that's right, he's a sergeant. Yeah. You see something like that, you keep your mouth shut too. Love the design, the sound effects. Sound effects are big key for this too. Like the heavy footsteps. And they're like, what the fuck is this? So the cops like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy shit balls of fire. Yeah. That looks like how it looks coming out. And the other guy's like, it tastes like baby food. No, it looks and probably tastes like how it comes out. That's what it looks like. How it fucking comes out of your ass. If you got fucking diarrhea. Anyway. All the little tests like targeting, recording, which is nice. And it's also that they explain this so that later on it just showcases how he targets so well the recording, which he uses on Clarence Boddicker's character. Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law. Three directives. But one is classified. Now, of course, going to showcase his big ass fucking gun too. There's a lot of the little details. This again, the sound effects, the design of Robocop himself, and just how hardcore this gun sounds. It's like if a handgun meets a machine gun. Which I guess they do have machine gun pistols nowadays. But this, I think, was before that. Such a cool look. On something Ann Lewis can notice. Like that here. I love the musical touch. Almost like Ann Lewis, an idea's dawning. Da da da. Robocop going, get some ass. I just noticed that driveway he went up, a car was coming down, so it's not even room enough for two cars, and it's not like a one-way thing, so that could easily be a cause of a car crash. Like, what if a car's coming down and Robocop was coming up at the same time? Would one of them have to back up? I buy that for $1. What happened to that guy? The I buy that for $1 guy. Is he still around? I think they showed him in the Robocop documentary, that trailer. Could be wrong. Damn safe was hidden by all the Miller Lite beer. First I'm laughing because I'm remembering the TV version of this, where instead of fuck me, he's like, why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Nice. And fucked your day. Knocked him the fuck out. Fuck that bad guy's day up. And nice, you just see a montage of Robocop actually doing stuff. I don't even remember them doing that in the remake. Until he started going after the people that... They might have, and I completely fucking forgot. It was such a forgettable piece of shit remake. Delta City. I like that billboard. The city has a silver lining in the midst of this fucking rape. Sort of the irony. And in that billboard, the future has a silver lining, but this horrible stuff is happening right in front of it. But these rapists get their just desserts. In great sound design, like when it moves, there's certain noises, the heavy foot stomps, the noise of the gun. It seems like they don't pay attention to that stuff nowadays, where they have like unique sounds of guns. Like I can remember the sound of this. I can remember the sound of the gun in Aliens. I know the name of the gun in Aliens. Why am I blanking out? Right in the balls. The pulse rifle. Hell of a night. Took care of a robbery in a grocery store. Fucking rapists. Then this, yeah, hostage situation. I know I've seen this actor before, who's the hostage negotiator type of guy. Can't remember his name though. But I know I've seen him in other movies. Yeah, this guy here, the lieutenant who's talking. See, you had such a great design, and then they think they can improve on it in the remake, and they don't. They just went backwards. Make it tactical. Make it black. Fuck you. You make it black because Batman's suit was black. I want to try to do this really fast, this really shitty gas mileage. See, stuff like that, it just... I like his car he wants. He's worried if it has cruise control or not. Like, this is a yuppie criminal if there is one. Nope, not today. Not today. Right out the fucking window. Of course, they have him meet the kids for the press, for public relations. Stay out of trouble. Public service announcement. And again, it's interesting. Like, this stuff is not going to pertain to the plot, but it's an interesting way to more showcase the world. Like this commercial. Does this commercial have anything to do with the plot? No. But again, to showcase what world they're living in, it's a funny little scene. This game called Nukem. That's for me. I wish they could make fake commercials like this for like 90 minutes. I would gladly watch that. To showcase the creativity flow. Because nowadays they'd fuck it up. Okay, 1 second. On my phone real quick. And Ronnie Cass was listening and people are scared of him. That's why they're getting the hell out of Dodge. And this guy even pissed his pants. That's how scared he is of him. I can't imagine Ronnie Todd's character calling someone Iron Butt or Boner, but okay. How is there respect if you called your boss an asshole? Okay. Yeah. The old man cared that it didn't work. Maybe you should have cared. Genius. Yeah, you're number two as in taking a shit. Ronnie Tots, your fucking Ed209 turned someone into a piece of fucking mush. But you're wondering if he's gonna screw up. This is where the memories are gonna come back and he wants to leave. Payback time. Some memories, some nightmares. Well, you pick a guy that got gunned down that horribly by a bunch of bad guys. What do you expect? It's not like he died peacefully. And the other stream below is showcasing some of the pictures of the bad guys. There's like 4 TV screens. The 2 below are showing some of them. So I just talked to him. He just left? Oh, we got a nice little scene here with Nancy Allen. Nancy Allen's a good actress. Sally did not get a whole lot of big roles after this, it seemed. I mean, before she was in films like Carrie and Blowout, Dress to Kill. Mainly with Brian De Palma, but afterward, other than the Robocop sequels, I can't remember much with Nancy Allen. I mean, I guess it shouldn't take too much for her to know that's Murphy because of the voice. Sorry, now I'm just getting sucked into the movie again. But I mean, this movie I've seen multiple times throughout the years on VHS, on DVD, on Blu-ray. It just has all the elements that work. You have the hardcore, balls-to-wall action with huge bloody squibs. It doesn't hold back on that. It's got great designs and sound design, like I mentioned. The music by Basil Polidorus. You got memorable villains that have personality and energy to them. Memorable lines of dialogue. They're alive, you're coming with me, or I'll buy that for $1. You know, all that stuff. Oh, it's kind of, I gotta say, it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Convenient that he just finds one of the people that killed him right here at this random gas station. But you know, I'll let her go. I like that this bad guy notices too after this line. Just makes for an interesting scene. You're dead. We killed you. And that's right, he doesn't notice yet that this is one of them. Like, he doesn't notice that's one of the guys that helped kill him until later. Otherwise, would have shot him right in the face right then and there. Back in the day when you could actually blow up fucking gas stations for real. Ooh, that's a rough ass hit. God damn. That's a rough ass hit, man. I think he's gonna ask, who are you? He's a doctor in ER. He's gonna be one of the doctors in ER, I told you. He's also on an episode of the X-Files. Yeah, nice usage of POV shots from time to time. Varies it up, visual-wise. Why? He's a police officer. Fuck you, asshole. Also, that's neat too, like this spite thing that's able to use info or download and hook into stuff. This is how Skynet got started. That was actually the plot line of Robocop vs. Terminator, that Skynet used Robocop to help jumpstart the Terminator program. Then Robocop hit the Terminator's asses. Yep. Ray Wise. There we go. Love the music theme there too. This sort of build up, in which he starts finding out who he is. said, wait a minute, that girl called me Murphy. Murphy, it's you. Murphy, it's you. There you are. But you're dead, pal. Says it right there, right about now. Again, this is all part of this emotional journey for the character. I mean, almost from the get-go, he just blown up in 3 seconds by a car bomb that looked like shit. Then he's like, oh my god, that's who I am? Okay. And then he freaks out. And then he's... Here, and then the wife knows about it because she signed off on it. So it's not any of that drama. There's really nothing to the Alex Murphy character in the remake. Here, this whole thing of finding out who he is at the end, find out that his family life is now gone. They don't even know that he's alive. Coming back to this place that used to be his home and now it's been sold. Wow, this guy keeps fucking coming in these TVs trying to get him to buy it. And then remembering what this place used to be. Some nice visual tricks for that. It's a machine regaining his humanity, remembering. And Basil Polidor's score, just... That's how a lot of times in my reviews I talk about the music, because the music is such an important element. It truly is. Now, of course, yeah, there are good films which the music is nothing, or forgettable, or even crappy, but a lot of the classics, one of the things is the music. Whether it be the soundtrack, or whether it be the score. This included. You look at the music in Jaws, you look at the music in Halloween, you look at the music in your Jerry Goldsmith's work in the Rambo films. I mean... Again, like I said, nice usage of POV shots mixed in with... Again, varies the scene, so it doesn't seem so vanilla. Show a little bit of anger there too. Going to a sex club? No. I think this is where he gets Ray Wise's character, right? Yeah, as Leon Nash. Big mistake, pal. The hell did you expect, man? Him to be made of metal, but not as privates? Ray Wise is playing a little bit big. A little bit big in his reactions, but I like Ray Wise. And this is what happened in the 80s. You would have coke parties, cocaine, hookers, women to show their titties. That was a big thing in the 80s. And then the Clemens Barker will show up here. Yuppies, cocaine, hookers, and 80s hair. That's the way it is. Maybe that's the way it should be. Because 80s were a lot better decade than it is nowadays, I'll tell you that much. Movies, Yes, even the government. Things that don't work out well. I think this is where he says the line, "Bitches." Yep. "Bitches, leave." Like, imagine just having someone do that nowadays. "Bitches, leave." God damn, immobilize his legs. And CDs. I mean, this is 1987. They're using a CD. Well, nowadays I guess you call it DVD. Really. Which they could probably still use that today. You just look at it as a Blu-ray disc. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't use like a VHS tape. They used a CD. But you know, that actually makes it, I just hold up more, so to speak. That little detail. Uh-oh, a grenade. Rest in peace, Miguel Ferrer. Ah, yes, we have the drug lab scene. One of the big fun action scenes. It was like, guns, guns, guns. Now, this guy in the red who plays the character Sal, got the balding head, he was in this film I reviewed that was kind of like Southern Comfort, kind of like Deliverance, Hunter's Blood. He was one of the bad guys in Hunter's Blood. That too. I'm gonna keep the movie going, but I'll be right back. And then you have a clever script and nice satire, but give the audience what they want, the action, bids, blood squibs, expert targeting systems, fucking body count, titting ass, titting names. See, this doesn't have action every 5 minutes, but when it's there, it's memorable. It works. And smooth, crisp movements. Making each shot count. And then you got great story behind it. This idiot killed his own boss. You ain't going anywhere, Clarence Boddicker. You ain't going far at all. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. Just crashing right through the walls, through the fucking glass. Like, what is this shit? And they're just smart him utilizing this recording system. And there's this thing here where it shows the difference between where he is a cop. Right, he killed like a bunch of other people, but that was technically self-defense. And that's sort of the difference. Like, this would not be self-defense. So, arrest mode. Then he's gonna bring him in. He's a cop killer. Book him. What's the charge? He's a cop killer. Little details like that, like just him spin the big pool of blood on the paper. Give me my fucking phone call. I know it sounds stupid, but all those little things sprinkled throughout bring a personality to it. Of course, because of this fourth hidden prime directive, things that don't go too well for Robocop coming up. Let's see if I can look up like any bits of trivia or something for this. Right, I'm sure it'll make the camera slow down, but oh well. Robocop. God, Basil Polidor's score just fits this film so well. It should have been in the music. It should have been in Robocop 2. That's one of the things about Robocop 2. I never hated the score of Robocop 2, but it is a step down from the score. It is. I remember the trailers for this film actually had music from the Terminator. Funny enough. And it's weird when you have these guys who do trailer reactions to older movies, like older trailers. And like someone did a trailer reaction to Robocop and like they were so offended. Why are they using music from Terminator? Because they're two humanoid robotic individuals and the movie had not come out, so they probably would not have had the music. There's another trailer that probably when it was closer to release time that you listen to the music. Hell, by the time the first trailer was done, they might not have even finished the music. Then maybe they heard it, oh, then they use it for like the second trailer of Robocop, but just people don't know how movies work. Fucking Dick Jones is a real dickhead. See, I'm looking at the trivia here. Oh, of course, it's Battle with Ed 209. You shouldn't have said that. Robocop was recording. We'll find out later, though. I do love Robocop 2, though, because I love his fight with Kane. Because you kind of get the battle with that you don't get with this, because this battle is more one-sided, of just Robocop getting his ass kicked. And then when he comes back, he kills Ed 209 in like 2 seconds. But this back and forth battle you do get with Robocop and Robo-Kane in the second film, so what you didn't get here, you do get in the sequel. Although this is a pretty cool moment. Blow his own fucking arm off. And that shot, being able to see his eyeball and the shot up part of the visor. Although this is a decent battle on the fact of avoidance and practicality, and looks like they're shooting real missiles, real projectiles at least. Of course, Ronnie Cox did face ass. Gonna blame Robocop for this. Now Ed 209's gonna pull Steve Urkel. This is a funny little detail, this testing. Not quite. Maybe I can manage. Maybe I can manage. Oh shit. I've fallen and I can't get up. In 1981, before seeing the Blade Runner poster, one of the writers wrote the first unrelated treatment about a robot police officer who is not a cyborg, but in the development of the story, his computer mind became more similar to human. Plot takes place in a fairly distant future. The world is ruled by corporations. It was assumed that this would be visually similar to the world shown in Blade Runner. It was rejected because of the incompleteness of the storyline and settings. In 1984, one of the writers met music video director Michael Miner, who had a similar idea. And his script was called Super Cop, which was about a police officer who had been seriously injured and becomes a donor for an experiment to create a cybernetic police officer. Two felt they could successfully combine the ideas. Oh, and then they joined together, hence Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner. It was the first major Hollywood production for Paul Verhoeven. He had done films like Soldier of Orange, Flesh and Blood. Alice Cox of Repo Man fame was first offered the job. Also, Kenneth Johnson, who created TV shows like The Bionic Woman and The Incredible Hulk, turned it down when he was not allowed to change aspects of the script they considered to be ultra-violent. Well, Kenneth Johnson, sorry, you were in the wrong. The character was inspired by Judge Dredd, as well as Space Sheriff Gavin and the Marvel Comics superhero Rom. Some people perceive Robocop as a fascist movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rutger Hauer, and Mike Ryan said were favored to play Robocop. Each man's large frame would have made it difficult for either of them to move in the cumbersome Robocop suit, which had been modeled as hockey gear and designed to be large and bulky. Steven Zimbalist was originally cast as Anne Lewis. She was from the TV show Remington Steele. However, that show... However, an upsurge of interest in the show... I gotta mention this. Fucking commercial, like Godzilla. The one guy pointing looked like John Landis. 6,000 sucks? S-U-X sucks, okay. Yeah, and these weird commercials. A laser cannon misfired. Sadly, I can see that happening in this today's of age. I really can. And now they're talking about the cop strike. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fucking police strike nowadays, honestly. I'm surprised there hasn't been. This one guy as unemployed person sound like a fucking crackhead or something. So what the fuck is his problem? Stephanie Zimbalist, who at the time was one of the stars of Remington Steele, was originally cast as Anne Lewis. NBC canceled Remington Steele. An upsurge of interest in the show saw the network exercise the options, which meant that Zimbalist was then forced to withdraw from the film and replaced by Nancy Allen. This also forbade Pierce Brosnan to accept the James Bond role in The Living Daylights. Huh. Kurtwood Smith and Ronnie Cox cast them against type by making them the central villains. And yet they weren't Hell, we kind of look at these guys as villains now. Okay, I'm just looking to see. The task of creating the Robocop suit was Rob Bottin, which he did a good job with that. The movie was given X rating. They had to appeal. After 11 original X ratings, the film was given an R rating finally. It came out and beat out films like Full Metal Jacket and Superman 4. I want to look at the reviews. or a feminist, called Robocop an endless stream of war and action movies in which women are reduced to mute and incidental characters or banished altogether. Who the fuck was Anne Lewis? She wasn't mute, and she wasn't incidental, and she wasn't banished. Hell, this other author even says it. Renee Denfeld disagreed with that feminist take and says it's her favorite blow-em-up movie, citing Officer Lewis as an example of an independent, smart police officer. Barry Norman says the film was verging on sadism. Ken Russell said this was the best sci-fi film since Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Interesting. Academy Awards, it won for Best Sound Editing. It was nominated for Best Film Editing, nominated for Best Sound. So not makeup or music or... what would the Robocop suit be under? Art direction or like costuming or... Actually, let me go back one bit. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm at 1:21:13. 1 hour, 21 minutes, 13 seconds. Alright. To be honest, I hit the wrong button as I was trying to scroll through here. It slipped, and there's the thing with laptops, it has that stupid thing where you gotta move it in the middle, so sometimes it slips. That's why I'd rather prefer like an actual mouse outside of the way, but there's all these... See, that's the thing, like, I won't bring anything new to the table because there are all these people that will do their philosophies and their analysis, and they're all a lot smarter than me. Apparently there was talks of putting a Robocop statue in Detroit. That would have been interesting. I forgot there was talks of doing Robocop Returns. And Neil Blomkamp said he's not longer directing anymore, and then they got this guy named Abe Forsyth, whoever the hell he is. Abe Forsyth, who did something called Down Under and something called Little Monsters. Okay. Who knows if that'll even get made. It's not needed. I'm sorry, it's not needed. You have the shit hitting the fan. Actually, this is what's happening right now. This is actually documentary footage from Chicago. Well, more like Portland, Oregon. All the riots and shit. I buy that for $1. Is that the same clip over and over and over again? I mean, it's the same line, but I just wonder if it's the same clip. I think these characters do have personality and fun to them. And then these big ass fucking guns he pulls out. Blows up his buddy's car. Actually, that car was that commercial, the SUX 6000, that got blown up. That's a cool detail. I didn't notice that the car that got blown up has the 6000 SUX logo that we saw the commercial with the dinosaur on. That's a nice little touch. I'm still finding things to this day. I never noticed that. If you look back closely to that car, it's the SUX 6000, which is the, again, that commercial. And these guns that just fucking blow up everything. You don't find that nowadays either. Just someone blowing up an entire fucking neighborhood with all this practical effects. You saw the Invasion USA where the bad guys are blowing up this suburban neighborhood. The bad guys are doing it here. You don't see that nowadays. Just when they were making movies, they were too busy doing fucking comic book superhero movies or movies like Skyscraper with 90% CGI or whatever the fuck else. Once it did great effects, Rob Bottin and his group. And P. Weller does a great job, a lot better than Joe Kinnaman, or as I call him, Joe Tin Idea what Tinnaman's half-assed, lazy-ass performance. I mean, all you needed were the first two films. You didn't need any more. It's like a lot of franchises. Just let it die, man. That's how we got something like Robocop in the first place. Not just take something and burn it to the ground and run into the ground to make 5, 7, 8 sequels and remakes and remakes. Someone saw Blade Runner and they heard about Blade Runner, were inspired by ideas and created their own thing. And the showing of his face is kind of Robocop owning up to his humanity now. He's not going to hide behind a shell. He's not going to hide behind the machine. It's not the man becoming the machine. It's now the machine becoming the man again. With his voice, the tone of his voice, showing his human face on the predicament, the problem. Dude, that feminist didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Oh, women, they're... She helped Robocop get the fuck out of there, otherwise Robocop would be dead. Helped Robocop with his humanity, helped him with his targeting system there. Going to help him with these bad guys. She's the one that drops the fucking thing on the bad guy to help Robocop. So, damn. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Nice. Got your ass. That's the thing with Robocop. He's not the fastest. He's not the most agile. There's no jogging in that Robocop suit. I would love to have seen a Robocop vs. Terminator movie. I liked the Super Nintendo game. You know what? Just instead of all these fucking movies like Robocop Returns and Terminator Genesis and Terminator Dark Fate, why didn't you just do an animated... Hell, in the style of Heavy Metal with the art animation, or That way, Peter Weller and Arnold should just do the voice work. Robocop vs. Terminator. Just do that. That way with animation, you could do more. Peter Weller doesn't have to be in the suit. If he's willing to do the fucking voice for a fucking KFC commercial, probably if you pay him enough, he'll do it. Just do that. Here we go. Touches Avenger's brother. Moxie the Avenger. Stops Clarence Bodger from getting away. But remember that feminist said that women didn't do anything in this movie. So I mean... Don't touch me, bad. God, that makeup that guy must have put on for that. Oh yeah, this is when the guy's going to get blown to bits by getting hit. The fucking gore in this, man. It's great. Memorable too. Now remember, she does have a bulletproof vest. That's why she's not dead. See, again, like, oh, Ann Lewis doesn't do anything. A woman doesn't do anything. She's gonna blow up Ray Wise. I don't know what Robocop's waiting for. Just shoot him. Yeah, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just shoot. Ann Lewis ain't having that. Nice. Nice big old fat explosion. Bye-bye, Ray Wise. You ain't Swamp Thing anymore. This guy'd be another prick. Yeah. You fucked with the wrong guy. Got his ass. Got his sorry ass. They'll fix you. They'll fix everything. See, again, a little bit more personality, a little bit more, all showcasing that he's a bit more human here. And to jump ahead, I don't know why in the sequel he's not Murphy anymore. He's back to just Robocop. Again, Robocop 2 does have his issues. I don't know why he went back to the visor. Well, technically, you would wear that for production, so it does make sense why he would go back to the visor, but why he would just not be called Murphy. So I understand, but I still think it's a fun popcorn action movie. I really do. Robocop 2 is a bit underrated. Fucks his day up. Fuck you, Ed 209. Your ass is grass. Payback's a bitch, ain't it? Ed 209, you dickwad. Did Jones, you fucking asshole. Two-faced prick. You don't get your comeuppance, you little asshole. Your ass is fucking grass. Well, take a look at the evidence here. Thankfully, you have one of these things here for me to put my jack in. You talk too much, man. Should have talked so much. This was a smart idea too, is that he's handcuffed because it's directive, so because what does the old man do? Fires his ass, so shoots his ass. Now, no, that effect is not the best. It was like a clay animation falling to his death, but it's 1987. I can let it go. It's fairly brief. It's kind of fun in a charming way, but I mean, photorealistic, no, but Murphy. Again, I don't know why that changes to Robocop 2. Again, yeah, Robocop 2 does have issues, but I do enjoy the film. I think it's underrated. But this is definitely the best. I mean, the action, it's got sincere emotions to it. The actors, the cast, a top-notch writing in my opinion. Basil Polidor's score, the action, the blood squibs, the gore, the satire, the funny commercials, the world building within the news programs and commercials. The villains have personality and energy to them. The cast, from Peter Weller to Nancy Allen to Ronnie Cox to Kurtwood Smith. The sound design of the heavy footsteps and the noises that Ed 209 made. The designs of the suit by Rob Bottin and the designs of Ed 209. And top notch, up, down, and center. Ronnie Cox, Dick Jones, Kurtwood Smith, Clarence Boddicker, great. Can you fly, Bobby? Miguel Ferrer, may you rest in peace. As Bob. Felton Perry. Paul McCrane, he's the guy who became Toxic Avenger's brother. There's a guy named Edward Edwards. I didn't know that. There's a guy named Edward Edwards. Phil Tippett. He did Ed 209. Phil Tippett. If you look at special effects in the 80s and 90s, you'll definitely recognize Phil Tippett's name. Back when they used matte paintings, which I miss matte paintings. I like matte paintings. But yeah, I'll just end it there. Just me looking at the credits. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thank you once again for the requests. We'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully the commentary wasn't too boring. If so, I apologize. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Take care.